Hello and greetings to all class 8 students. A very good morning to you all. Welcome back to your remaining video of the best Christmas present in the world. Now, what we have learned last time, we have learned that there was a football match played between both the armies, between Tommy's and Fritz. And Fritz have won the football match, but look at their generosity, look at the magnanimity of the Fritz captain. When he said that our goal was wider than theirs, so it wasn't quite fair. I think till here we learned in our last video. Now we are going to take the chapter ahead little in this video. Yes, you can see in the picture both the armies were playing football on no man's land. Now, right, let us start from here. Once everything was over, yes, the food was eaten, the football match was played, the carols were sung. Now what? The time came, and all too soon. When the game was finished, the schnapps and the rum and the sausage had long since run out. And we know it was all over. I wished Hans well and told him I hoped he would see his family again soon, that the fighting would end and we could all go home. Now, these words again spoken by Jim McPherson, what do they show? They show how desperate even the soldiers are to go home. How desperate they are to make peace, to be friended, and not to continue with the fight, end the wars. Right. I think that is what every soldier wants, on both sides, Hans Wolf said. Take care, Jim McPherson. I shall never forget this moment, nor do you. He saluted and walked away from me slowly, unwillingly. This word written here is very, very important. It seems both were not wishing to depart. They still wanted to continue to sit together and continue their conversation. They wanted to be friended. I felt he turned to wave just once and then became one of the hundreds of grey-coated men drifting back towards their trenches. Drifting back, that means going back to their trenches. For time being, what brought them together? They were rivals, they were enemies. But what brought them together and play football match, celebrate Christmas? It was the occasion of Christmas that brought them together, forgetting their enmity. You see, again the title is being justified here. What could be the best present in such a situation? The best present is the closeness, the friendliness, and not the enmity. That night, back in our dugouts, we heard them singing a carol, and singing it quite beautifully. It was Silent Night, and our boys also gave them a rousing chorus of While Shepherds Watched. These are the lyrics of one of the Christmas carols. We exchanged carols for a while and then we all fell silent. You see silence again. This no man's land where they played football match, forgetting their enmity, turned into a battlefield again. They again became enemies. They prepared to fight. Look at this controversy here. We had had our time of peace and goodwill, a time I will treasure as long as I live. Now what happens? Dugouts are mainly for the soldiers to hide. They are their hideouts. They hide from their enemies in those dugouts dug into the ground. How does Jim conclude his letter? See, what does he say? Dearest Connie. Yes, what does he say? Dearest Connie, by Christmas time next year, this war will be nothing but a distant and terrible memory. I know from all that happened today how much both armies long for peace. We shall be together again soon. I'm sure of it. He ends his letter with a promise that by next Christmas he would be surely coming back home. He would return, and war will be nothing but a distant memory people will forget. However, it will be a terrible memory also. Right. Yours loving, Jim. Okay, this was the last letter which was written by Jim McPherson. It is last letter because the bunch which the narrator has found from the secret drawer, it mentions that perhaps Connie never heard about Jim after this. This was the last occasion that she has heard about her husband, that too through the letter. Right, now let's go to the comprehension check. The first question says, who do you think had written the letter to whom and when? I think the letters were written from Mr. Jim McPherson, an ex-English army soldier, to his dear wife, Connie Jim McPherson. Second one, why was the letter written? What was the wonderful thing that happened? Now the letter Jim had written to Connie, this letter was written to Connie McPherson to inform her, to let her know about such a remarkable and a wonderful thing that had happened on No Man's Land, that about the Christmas celebration between the Tommies and the Fritz. They're meeting together, they're eating together, they're singing carols and playing the football match. And also just to let her know that it was Fritz who won the football match. It was written to let the wife know that though they were engaged in war, in the middle of the battleground, they were making peace. Third, what jobs did Hans Wolff and Jim McPherson have when they were not soldiers? Jim McPherson was a school teacher in Dorset, England, and Hans Wolff played the cello in the orchestra in Dusseldorf, Germany. Right, number 4. Had Hans Wolff ever been to Dorset? No, he had never been to Dorset. Whatever he knew about English was from his schooling years and reading books in English. Last, do you think Jim McPherson came back from the war? He ever returned? We think he never returned from war because the last occasion when Connie McPherson heard about her husband was only through this letter, which was dated on 26th of December and which she received on 25th of January 1915. Now this dates suggest that she never get to meet him, nor he had returned. She never heard of him ever since. Right. So with this, we are ending this video. We have also ended the second part, which was very, very important for you to learn. What is the summary of the second part? I shall be giving it again in the next video. Till then, I want you to do your reading of this part again at least for 2 times and attempt your comprehension check in your notebooks. Without getting confused, students, you are supposed to write all comprehension check answers in your rough notebook which you have to show to your teacher upon reopening your school. Right? Okay. I wish you all the best and see you again in the next video.